Listen, I don't know about you, but every day, I'll be on TikTok. I always hear the same thing, that there are no good men left. Many women are struggling with the scarcity mindset. I want to challenge that today. I want to let you know that that is not the truth. I want to let you know that there are men that are ready to be married, ready to be in a healthy relationship. But if you struggle with scarcity mindset, you are only going to settle for the wrong ones. If you're new here, welcome to Heal the New Sexy, where we discuss all things healing, self-love, and relationships. My name is Cynthia. I am a licensed therapist and coach, and I want to talk about scarcity mindset in dating. So right now, dating can feel, they always say there's pee in the dating pool, and I hate that. Because if you're in the pool and there's pee in the pool, is you the pee? I'm just saying, right? We always hear about inconsistent men or emotionally unavailable men, men that are deceitful. Like we're hearing about, what is it, the Danish deception or something like that, right? We hear about those things. We hear about men that want access to your body, but they don't want any responsibility as relates to you, and they don't want to commit. We hear about all those things. And I feel like healthy women and healthy men and people in general that are in healthy relationships are not having these types of conversations, that there are really healthy men out there who desire love, who want to be loved, who want to give love, who want to be married, who want to have children, who want all of the things. And so as a woman, it can be very frustrating and disappointing and overwhelming to date. But today I want to talk about addressing your scarcity mindset, and I want to help you to date from a place of abundance. Okay. So I just want you to know that good men didn't just disappear, is that you can't see them when you're stuck in a scarcity mindset. We have to understand the power of our mind, and our mind will either draw to us what we want and repel other things. So if you're saying that there are no good men, that's all you're going to attract, and that's all you're going to accept. And you're going to repel men who may be Mr. Right. Okay, so let's break down what scarcity mindset looks in dating. And I'm not going to be all, one thing I try to do, even though I'm a therapist, I try not to speak clinicalese. Okay, I try to speak in a way that you can understand what I'm saying. You ever went somewhere and they were talking, it was like, wah, 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 wah. It's like, I don't understand nothing you saying. But let's talk about scarcity mindset. Scarcity mindset is when you believe good men are rare. So you cling to any man that shows interest, even if that's for too long. Okay. Now, scarcity mindset doesn't just show up in our romantic relationships. It also shows up in other areas. I'm going to do a video about overcoming self-doubt, because even as it relates to business or to going to school, you may question, like let's say for business. I remember recently a client was like, well, why would anyone want to watch me? That's scarcity mindset. There's 8 billion people on the earth. 8 billion. You're thinking that those 8 billion that 1, 2, 3, 5,000, 8,000 would watch you. That's scarcity mindset. Here I am on this channel. Okay. I got serious about YouTube October of 2024. I have 11,000 subscribers as I'm recording this video. If I would said, who is going to listen to Cynthia? That's scarcity mindset. Okay. So scarcity mindset doesn't just show up in love. Now, for some women, you are killing it in other areas of your life, but scarcity mindset has shown up in your dating and your relationships. Okay. Every other area in your life, you're experiencing great abundance. But as it relates to dating, it's like, why am I attracting these unhealthy men? Or why am I attracting these emotionally unintelligent men? Why is that happening? That's because the same beliefs you have in every other area, that you believe that you'll be successful, or you'll make it, or you'll be at the top, you don't have that in dating, right? So as it relates to scarcity mindset, like I said, scarcity mindset is when you believe good men are rare. So you cling to any man that shows interest. You stay too long. You make excuses for his behavior. You lower your standards because you are afraid of starting over. Or the flip side of that is you don't believe there's any good men, so you're just not dating. You're like, child, please, I'm not dating because there's no good men. All right. It's like walking into Walmart or walking into your I love Bath and Body, right? Bath and Body. I love going to there. It's like walking into there and believing like there's just only one candle there, and that there's a whole and everybody comes to the store and there's only one candle. So now all y'all fighting over the one candle. That's scarcity mindset. You believing that there's only one good man out there, or all the good men are taken. That's scarcity mindset. Okay? Right. So this is the thing. I want you to realize what scarcity mindset, who it benefits. It doesn't benefit you. It benefits low effort men. You think men outside haven't heard that women believe that there aren't any good men out there? I need you to understand that there are some men out there that are benefiting from your broken mindset. They don't have to change. They don't have to do the work because they know there's always going to be a good woman around that's going to accept them, because they know that women believe that there are no good men out there. Oh, let me tell you, there are men who want convenience, not commitment. And sometimes culture tells you that the best chance of having love is to lower your standards. And we're not doing that over here. So let's talk about the psychology behind no good men left. There are 3 psychological reasons you feel this way, and none of them mean good men don't exist. So first, the confirmation bias, okay? So if you believe men suck, you mean the man, he sucks, and so you're like, all men suck. The self-fulfilling prophecy, all right? It's another way to say it for the church girls, all right? Confirmation bias. Men suck. All men are cheaters. And then you meet a man and he cheats. Confirmation bias, okay? Now, through the trauma lens, after betrayal or heartbreak, distrust becomes a survivor skill. So healthy men feel unfamiliar and they feel unsafe. So you push away the men who could actually be good for you. I just did that video about your body, what your body says about that man. And sometimes you can push away a healthy man because your body's saying he's not healthy because of your past relationships. Your body sometimes lies, doesn't tell the truth. Okay. And then also social media. TikTok, Reels, YouTube, they feed you the worst male behavior because negativity goes viral. You see 100 bad examples for every one healthy man. And your brain assumes that's the same ratio in real life. Okay? But what is put on TikTok or YouTube or Instagram, Facebook, is not the truth. Even, can I say this? Even what your girlfriends, your sister, your mothers, your cousins may experience is not the truth. Because guess what? The same way you're watching these videos to get this information to help yourself heal, they may not be doing their healing work. So they may be having toxic relationships because they haven't done the work. And if you need help with the work, then you need to schedule a coaching call with me so I can help you break and address the scarcity mindset. So many women, going back to what I was saying, many women see all of their loved ones, as it relates to women, going through unhealthy relationships. And so now all of a sudden they feel like there's no good men out there. No, that's the furthest from the truth. You will have healthy love. Okay, put that down below. I will have healthy love. You will have healthy love. We're not making a census based off of the relationships that the women in our lives are having. Those are their relationships, but you will have healthy love. So let's talk about attachment style and scarcity. Your attachment style shapes your dating reality more, okay, than the actual dating pool. So if you struggle with anxious attachment, you attract inconsistent men and then assume all men are inconsistent, right? Because to you, chaos feels like chemistry. Now, if you're avoidant attachment, you normalize distance. So you think emotional availability is unrealistic. Now, if you're secure attachment, you're able to recognize and choose a healthy man. Good men are not rare, but a regulated nervous system is. Girl, that's why we are here, okay? Good men are not rare, but we need to be conscious of what we select and what we accept. When you see that man's being inconsistent, when you see that he's emotionally unintelligent, when you see those things, you have to. Now, he may not be a bad man just because he has those things, right? He could be inconsistent. You talk about him being consistent and now he's consistent. Cool. But when he's inconsistent and you have addressed that with him and he's still that way, then guess what? That's not a man that you want to be with long term, especially if you're anxious attachment girly, because he's going to trigger you. Okay? So again, good men are not rare, but a regulated nervous system is. So let's talk about how good men exist. I work with men every day who are meeting emotionally healthy men, and I love it. And you may say, well, Smithy, why are they working with you? The man healthy, they need some help, okay? And we all are like that. If you grew up in a chaotic home or you grew up with neglect and you didn't receive care, you may need some support as it relates to your relationship. You may need somebody to walk with you through it so that you don't sabotage the relationship. That's all that is. That's all that is, okay? So there are men who are consistent, disciplined, spiritually grounded. My church does it's called Made Man. I go to Change Church. They do Made Man. It's 12 weeks. And I love seeing the men come in their black suits. I love seeing them when they graduate. The level of discipline it takes to do the 12 weeks. And sometimes men fly in, because I'm in Atlanta, they fly in from all over the nation in order to graduate. And I love seeing the men with their families and their wives. They're single men too. But seeing them, and when I say seeing the men, it's like 300-400 men, it feels like, that are there in their black suits. And they do an about face, baby, because you know I grew up in the Army, baby. I grew up in the Army, baby. They hit that about face as they walking out to go on top of the stage. I love it. When I tell you that there are healthy men out there that are going to love you, and if you're a single mom, there are healthy men out there that are going to love you and your children. They're going to take care of you and your children. Don't care. Don't listen about those lies that men don't want single mamas, because that is a lie. That is not the truth. I wish I could tell you all the details, but I cannot. But that is not the truth. Okay? There are healthy men out there waiting, wanting, desiring, praying for a woman like you. I mean, they're talking to the Lord about you. But the question is, would you see that man? Would you receive that man if he came before you? That's the question. All right. These men are out here, but you can't see them if your lens, is shaped by survival, not discernment. Go look at my discernment series if you haven't seen it, okay? Go watch those videos. They are really, really good. And I'm not saying that because I recorded them. I'm just saying that because they are. You don't need 10,000 good men. You need just one. And quite often women are like, there's no good men out there. You only need one. You only need to find the one, and for the two of you to find each other. So let's talk about how scarcity mindset sabotages you. You stay too long with men who didn't choose you. All right. Whether this going with the flow or you're just being a placeholder and you know that this relationship is not healthy, you stayed too long. Scarcity says, if I leave, I might not find better. Or scarcity also says, if I leave, I won't find someone, but he will. So sometimes we don't leave relationships, not because we fear being alone, but sometimes we fear that he's going to give the other woman all the things that we asked him for. Right? You overlook healthy men because they don't feel familiar. Your body mistakes calm for boring. So sometimes a healthy man is not going to come with chaos. His word is his word. He's dependable. And when you're not used to that, it feels unfamiliar. It feels unfamiliar. It's like you don't know how to accept that type of love and understanding and care. You shrink your standards to match your fear, not value. Okay? Scarcity mindset is the villain, not men. So you change your standards. You be like, well, maybe I want too much. Maybe I'm thinking of that Prince song. Maybe I'm just like my father. He's never satisfied. That's how you feel about yourself. The song is When Doves Cry, right? But the truth is, you are shrinking because of fear, because you feel like that there is not a man that will satisfy you, that will meet your standards, that will take care of you in the way that you deserve to be taken care of, that you were created to be nurtured and nourished. And so you change your standards. And the thing is, when you change your standards, you rob yourself. You steal from yourself. Okay? So don't change your standards. So let's talk about how to shift into abundance. Rebuild your self-worth. You deserve a kind love, a gentle love, a patient love, a consistent love, an honest love, a transparent love, an integral love. You deserve that. Scarcity is rooted in insecurity. So when you feel scarce, healthy love feels out of reach. So first, look at your self-worth and know that you deserve a healthy love. Change your environment. New rooms, new men. One thing I talk about in my coaching sessions with women is where to go where the men are, okay? Sometimes as women, when we're building our life, we build our life around hobbies that we like and we enjoy, and that you should. But if you're looking for men or you want to be in spaces where you can be approached by men, you have to go to where the men are. So stop dating in circles that drain you, okay? I know there's some women, you have a type. You may have to address your type, or you may have to look at why your type has hurt you. Okay, what type of man are you attracting? Are those men healthy? Clearly not. So you're going to have to look at that. You're going to have to change your type. You have to date who's good for you, right? Actually good for you, but not who feels good to you. And some of you are like, what's the media? I'm just saying. All right. Shift your algorithm. You have to change and be intentional about the videos that you're watching. If it's chaotic and about men, stop watching it. I know for me, going through my cancer journey, just as an example, I was intentional not to watch any sad videos. Okay. I only wanted to watch videos that encouraged me, that told me and showed me that being cancer free was possible. You need to only watch videos of healthy people in healthy relationships, getting married, proposing, or giving good, healthy advice. Not, this man was a dog, he cheated on me, he left me with 5 kids, and he's with her. Don't watch that. Don't watch that. Every time you watch it, you're triggering yourself, and you may not even be aware that that's what you're doing to you. You are triggering that part of your brain that was hurt. It comes on every time you watch those type of videos, and it reinforces the belief, the confirmation bias that men can't be trusted and that there's no healthy or good men, okay? Teach your nervous system what healthy feels like. So again, we're journaling. We are slowing down. We're getting the coaching. We're doing the therapy so that we can be able to regulate our nervous system, our internal alarm system, okay? That makes us feel like that there's not enough men out there, that there is not a man out there that will love us. And I know for some of my ladies that are a little bit older, sometimes in session, that's what I hear. Like the men may all be married, and so there's none left. I should have got married when I was younger, and that's not the truth. That's scarcity. That's scarcity. Okay, and see how scarcity just creeps in there. Just creeps. Okay. Now. Don't choose men, choose patterns. The pattern you want to choose is consistency, accountability, emotional regulation, self-leadership, which I talked about as it relates to 7 signs that he's unable to lead. I talk about that in that video. Self-leadership. These traits predict healthy relationships. Okay, so you need to, I know some women like to write a list, but I pray that on that list that you've written characteristics and not just a life that you want. Is he accountable? Does he have, is he able to communicate? Is he consistent? Those type of things. That's what you want in a man. So choose patterns, not men. So I want you to know that you are not running out of time, not running out of options as it relates to love, but you're running out of tolerance for low quality men. Good men exist. Emotionally safe men exist. Men who choose you on purpose exist. The question isn't, are there any good men left? It's, am I done entertaining men who aren't? Yay! Listen, I want you to know that there's a man out there who's going to love you from the crown of your head to the sole of your feet. He's going to be accepting of you. He's going to be kind of you. And for the woman who's worried about her past, that's not going to faze him. That's not going to faze him, because he sees you for who you are. He sees the jewel that you are, and he's going to take great joy and great pleasure in you. Well, this is Heal the New Sexy. My name is Cynthia.